Imagine a childhood stolen, innocence replaced by the horrors of war. This is the story of countless children in the Democratic Republic of Congo, forced into a conflict not of their making. At the heart of this tragedy stands Thomas Lubanga Dilo, a name forever etched in the annals of international justice. Lubanga was no ordinary warlord. He was a leader of the Union of the Congolese Patriots and its military wing, the Patriotic Forces for the Liberation of Congo, operating in the war-torn Ituri region. Lubanga's weapon of choice was not just guns and machetes, it was the manipulation of young minds. He understood that fear and indoctrination could transform children into the perfect soldiers, unquestioning, expendable, deadly. Boys and girls, some as young as 9 years old, were ripped from their families, stripped of their childhoods, and thrust into the brutal reality of armed conflict. The International Criminal Court, established to end impunity for the perpetrators of the world's most heinous crimes, could not stand idly by. The ICC, a beacon of hope for victims of unimaginable atrocities, issued an arrest warrant for Thomas Lubanga on March 10, 2006. This was a watershed moment, marking the first time the court had exercised its authority to hold a warlord accountable for the abhorrent crime of enlisting and conscripting child soldiers. On March 17, 2006, Lubanga was transferred to The Hague, the Netherlands, where the ICC is headquartered. The trial, however, faced numerous delays, highlighting the formidable challenges inherent in prosecuting international crimes. Witness protection, gathering evidence in conflict zones, and navigating political sensitivities all conspired to slow down the proceedings, yet the ICC persevered, driven by the pursuit of justice for the countless children whose lives had been shattered by Lubanga's actions. The trial finally began on January 26, 2009, more than 2 years after Lubanga's arrest. The trial of Thomas Lubanga was not merely a legal proceeding, it was a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Victims who had endured unimaginable horrors summoned the courage to confront their tormentor and share their stories with the world. Their testimonies painted a harrowing picture of a man who had traded the lives of children for power and control. The prosecution presented a compelling case, meticulously documenting Lubanga's role in the recruitment, training, and deployment of child soldiers. Witnesses described how children were abducted from their homes, schools, and even churches, often forcibly removed from their families, never to be seen again. The defense argued that Lubanga was a victim of circumstance, caught in the crossfire of a complex conflict fueled by ethnic tensions and political instability. However, the weight of evidence against Lubanga proved overwhelming. The prosecution successfully demonstrated that he was not a mere bystander, but a driving force behind the recruitment and use of child soldiers. Section 4. A landmark verdict, justice for child soldiers. On March 14, 2012, a date forever etched in the annals of international justice, the ICC delivered its verdict. Thomas Lubanga Dilo was found guilty of the war crimes of enlisting, conscripting, and using children under the age of 15 to participate actively in hostilities. The courtroom, filled with legal experts, diplomats, and survivors, erupted in a mix of gasps and tears. The verdict sent shockwaves around the world. It marked the first time that an individual had been convicted by the ICC, signaling a major victory for the fight against impunity and a powerful affirmation of the principle that those who commit atrocities against children will be held accountable. The ICC sentenced Lubanga to 14 years of imprisonment, a sentence that reflected the gravity of his crimes. The conviction of Thomas Lubanga was not just a legal victory, it was a moral triumph. Section 5. The legacy of Lubanga, a call to action. The Lubanga case, while a landmark achievement, also exposed the complexities and challenges inherent in delivering international justice. The trial was lengthy and costly, highlighting the need for greater efficiency and resources for the ICC to effectively carry out its mandate. Criticisms were also raised about the scope of the charges against Lubanga, which focused solely on the recruitment and use of child soldiers. Despite these challenges, the Lubanga case remains a watershed moment in the fight against impunity. It serves as a powerful reminder that the international community has a moral imperative to hold perpetrators of atrocities accountable and to protect the world's most vulnerable populations. The fight against the use of child soldiers is far from over.